And we are live.
Hi, everybody. We're on day 3 of Words That Attract Cash at wordsthatattractcash.com. And I'm so excited to share time with you guys. And Yafat Cohen is here as well to help with some of the geeky stuff and to also just keep things going and rolling. And today we're going to talk about waking up your creativity. Let's see if I can get this out. Waking up your creativity, because let's face it, as a marketer, as a copywriter, as any kind of person who's out there, if you're not feeling creative, it's going to show in your messaging. And that's one of the things that we're going to overcome today. I'm going to give you some great tips. So we're going to share some of what you guys do as well, because remember, this is interactive. It's one of the things that makes my trainings different, is that I want to hear from you also. I want to say something in the comments, say hi, tell me where you're calling in from. And I'm calling in from Chatsworth, California, which is actually, it's a suburb of Los Angeles, and it's super hot today.
Really?
It's super hot. Yeah, but how about you?
So I am in Austin, Texas, and we have I don't know what it is because I'm in the AC, but we have Gabby from Israel with us here already. Hey, Gabby.
Awesome.
And so, Gabby, how's the weather in Israel? I think it was. I think it did have a little heat wave over there. And Julie is here from New Jersey. Hey, Julie. What's the
Hey,
heat? What's the heat wave? Because I know there's like a big,
like
heat wave coming through, right?
global
Global
warming.
hit, yes.
Oh, maybe. Well, it is. It's also summer here, and I know in Australia it's winter, and so the other part of the world is not so warm, and they're probably mad at me for telling them how hot it is here when they're freezing their tootsies off. That's
Right?
okay. Yeah. Actually, it's very early in Australia, so I know a lot of my Aussie friends are actually still sleeping, and that's perfectly understandable. So,
So
where
why are we talking creativity? I mean, isn't that something that you're born with?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Look at you, Yafa. Actually, yes and no. I believe that we are all basically kind of born with it, because that's how we learn, is by playing and having fun, and that's why we've gamified these connections, why there are prizes, and we're going to have another really great prize today. I want to talk about that in a minute too. But when you're creative, when you're young, everything's new and exciting. And then I think the world kind of shuts you down a little bit. They want you to fit into their little boxes and go to school and, to stand in line and do things orderly, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the only way we can deal with whatever 7 billion people on the planet. And it does kind of disconnect us. Pardon me, I believe it disconnects us with our natural creative soul, and we have to kind of reignite it. And so
Right.
that's what we're going to be talking about, how to do that today. Some of the things that I like to do, some of the things that some of the great people in history have done to get their creativity going. I want to hear from you guys actually later on in the call. What do you do to get your creativity going? And maybe some of the ideas that I share with you today will be something that you want to add into your own process. I don't know. We're going to find out. So if you have your worksheets, if you don't have your worksheets, you want to go ahead and grab those on the wordsthatattractcash.com and /day,
Oh no, live, just live,
just live, never
just
mind.
live.
See, that's why we have a technical genius here. That is not
Total geek, yes.
yeah, and that's all good. That's all good. But so grab your worksheet so you can follow along. But what I want to talk about, I guess, in the first one is like when you start your day, like I know you tease me because I sleep in. I didn't used to. When I had little kids, I was up at 5:30 every day, but I put my time in, girl.
You did, right?
I did. And so now if I want to sleep till 7:30 or 8 o'clock, then I just do it. And that's what I did today. I slept in. But like, what's the first thing that you do when you get out of bed? And, aside from personal hygiene.
Right. I was actually, I'm glad you said when you get out of bed, because before I get out of bed, I check my phone. Uh,
You do. That's
I
very
do. Shame on you,
interesting.
me, right?
Kind of a little bit. I mean, some people say, and it's what works for you,
Right.
right? But some people do say that don't check your email before you start your day. Have you heard that one before?
Totally, totally. And I
Yep.
was when I tried it, and then I realized that I am stressing out about not knowing. So not knowing was more stressful than knowing, and
That's
I was like, you know what,
yeah.
just check it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's got to work for you. And speaking of working, can you hear me okay?
I can totally hear you, okay? And
Wonderful.
actually, before we go forward, let me just say hi to those who join us. So Paula is joining us from South Carolina. We missed you,
Awesome.
Paula. We were
We
just talking
did.
about you today.
Literally,
How funny!
literally. That is funny. Good to have you here.
Yes,
Paula's
and
is like our big winner. She's won
she
a
is,
couple of
right?
times. Yes.
So, so Paula is here from South Carolina, and Bonnie is here from Iowa, and it's hot and humid over there.
Oh,
And
yes.
Teresa is here from Indianapolis, where it's warm and windy. So hopefully
Wow, we got
everybody
it all
lives in a good spot,
covered.
right? Yeah,
We got the gamut. We got it all going on.
got it all going on.
Wonderful.
So before I answer my stuff, guys, what do you do first thing in the morning?
Yeah, type that in
Yeah,
the
in the comments, go
comments.
ahead, do that.
I'd love to see. Okay, well, you did answer. You do the phone, right?
I do.
And I do that sometimes too. I'll be honest, and it's because first I have to check my email because something could have happened during the night or something that I really need to take care of, and then I'll check Facebook because I'm obsessed.
Right.
It's a social crack book. That's what they used to call it. And yeah, I'll see what's going on there and what's going on in other people's lives, and figure out what I'm going to do for that day. Usually, I'll talk with my husband about what's your day like today. It's crazy. I have to do
Right.
this and this and this, and don't call me when I'm doing my live broadcast. And inevitably, I'm surprised he hasn't called, but he always forgets when I'm going to be on the phone
On live,
or
right?
live,
Yep.
always. So, what are people typing? Because I can't. I don't have
Can see.
octopus
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
hands.
you don't have that beautiful feature of mine. So Julie says, Julie, I'm gonna be like,
Wow.
jealously poking you from there. She exercises. Can you believe that? She
Oh,
actually works up and
I'm
exercises.
very impressed, actually. Really, yeah. Go on. That's
Yeah.
great. What do you do, Julie? By the way, what kind of exercise?
What kind of exercise, Julie? And Bonnie says, Bonnie's worse than me. She's watching the news. She's checking email and Facebook.
Right? Multitasking. Okay.
Yep. So that's what we got so far. This is what we have. So, and
Excellent.
while I'm on camera for a second, let me just show you what that worksheet looks like, so you can follow along. So just a
Thank
second.
you. Wonderful.
There we go.
There it
So,
is.
this is the worksheet that you can download. And now we're going to go through these options right here. And if you are watching us on Facebook, you want to come to wordsthatattractcash.com and click here, right here on the download, and you'll get that beautiful worksheet. So
Yes.
enjoy.
Yes. Okay, back to me. So you saw on the worksheet, there's some pretty famous people and what they do to start their days to kind of get going. And I also want to say, I get back to Julie. I used to get up and work out in the morning. That was my system. I would get up, I would make juice and like a smoothie with kale and all kinds of green crap in it and berries. I would get up, I'd make that juice, go and work out, come home and shower and be ready to go by 10. And I would still check my email and stuff like that, like in between stoplights while I was going. And what happened was my gym closed. And so it kind of shook up my routine. You know how that happens?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
you get out of it. Well, I need to figure it out because it's been like 6 months. And I think working out to start out is a really great day to get your blood going and to relieve your stress levels. I'm a big, big believer in working out. In fact, I think you're inspiring me, Julie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So Cheryl here is saying she is on Facebook, and I'm actually, guys, I'm going to try to bring in Facebook comments into this live stream. So you're going to see a little something techie for a second.
Oh my.
Forgive us, but let's see if that's going to work. So, I don't know if you guys can see this.
I can see it.
To connect, and then there we go. Yay! And we got Cheryl.
Beautiful.
And this is tiny, so let's see if we can make it bigger.
Oh, I see it. Hi, Cheryl.
Yay! And now we can get our comments from Facebook straight on my face. So let me...
Right on your face. I love it. I should be on my face because I've been told I'm fuzzy. I had no idea.
So now we can see that Cheryl says, I get up in the morning and I check my email and Facebook and I read. So there you go.
So guys. There's a lot of that going on. And I think it's pretty common. But if you look at your worksheet, the first guy who didn't have email, who's listed here, named Mark Twain, and so he wasn't distracted by that. So what he does or did is tackle the hardest problem on your plate, also known as eat that frog. And I believe somebody else adopted that phrase, but it is actually from Mark Twain, who is my favorite author, so I know. I think it was it Stephen Covey who did Eat That Frog? He had a book.
I don't know.
Well, at any rate, it was Mark Twain who said it. So it's like find the hardest thing that you have to do that day and do it and get it done and then get it over with. That's not my process. That's like I procrastinate as long as possible before I eat the frog. But that does work for a lot of people. So that's one thing to do. This is a really great one, and I know I don't know if she's on now, but Bonnie Hutchinson, who does a lot of energy work with me, who is wonderful, is really good about visualizing things. And so, like when you're lying in bed, you thought, or anybody else who's doing this, you could actually visualize what you want from your day before you pick up your phone. And that's a very powerful thing. It really is. That's thoughts become things. Like
right.
So that was Tony Robbins. He's big into visualizing and rather successful, I would say.
So Tony is here and he's saying that, and actually let me move those.
Oh, Antonio. Hi, Antonio.
Look at that. And I think it's reversed for you, but it's okay for me. So Antonio says, hi from work. Don't tell anyone I'm here. We won't. So Tony says that Brian Tracy was the one who actually said that.
Eat the frog. Okay.
Yes.
But Mark Twain said it first. Just saying. But thank you.
Mark Twain said it first.
But that's exactly right. That was Brian Tracy. Thank you. Thank you. So visualizing is another option. Barack Obama, who was our president for 2 terms, like him or not, or however you feel about him, he works out in the morning to clear his head and reduce stress.
And that's like Julie, who actually does PAYO, which is a combination of Pilates and yoga. Good for you.
Nice. That sounds fascinating. I've not heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
That sounds really cool. Really cool.
Julie, maybe you want to jump in today and let us know all about your, does it kind of like fire up your juices, or like what do you get when you work out in the morning first thing and all that goodies? What's PAYO? We never heard of PAYO, so jump in.
Yeah, exactly. I love to hear about new workouts. There was another workout that I did once that I actually loved, but it wasn't a convenient time, but it was a drumming workout where you jump up and down with drumsticks. And I'm actually a little baby drummer. I play the drums a little, but it was a really unique workout, and it was really got your core going. So I know Pilates is real good for that.
There you go.
Um,
So exercise drives your creativity in the morning. So all of you
exactly.
non-creative people, now you know why.
Right. And then this one, you'll love this one. Number 4. Don't check your email.
I know, right?
And do real work instead. Now, I'm with you. You have to balance it a little because things do happen, and we're a very impatient,
Yeah.
impulsive
Yeah.
society. We want things now. So if, in fact, I'll get sometimes, I'm on the computer quite a bit, 7 days a week. Let's be honest. I know you probably are too, but I'll get sometimes I'll have customer service issues over the weekend, and I don't expect my assistants to be online all the time as much as I am, but the people, they want answers like right now. I don't care if it's Saturday. I don't care if it's Sunday. You get on and you, this is what, why is it taking so long for you to get back to me? It's been 20 minutes and I haven't heard anything.
I know, right? Isn't it crazy? It's like it's completely insane that that's the world we live in. It's insane. And while I'm here, I can see my comments. So Jay is here, and Jay is funny. He says, "Ask not whom Jay joins the conversation, for Jay joined the conversation for thee."
Thank you, Jay. Say hi to my elephant friends. He's calling from Zimbabwe, I believe. Right?
Right?
Serious. We had a little combo about my love of Ellie's.
There you go. So number 4 is don't check your
It's
email and do
don't, yeah,
real
do
work.
real work. That's what he says. He's real work. Although I have to say, email kind of is real work.
Yeah.
Um, but what I will do with my email is I'll just go through what I'm going to delete, the stuff that I don't really want, the junk mail, and I'll do all that first, and then I can see the stuff I want to see.
There you go. And actually, you know what? Google is becoming really awesome at like filtering, like figuring out what's spam and what's not, which is bad for your inbox, but great for your mental health,
That's
right?
yes, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay, so that was number 4. Then number 5 is talk to customers, talk to people. This, like we're doing now, this interaction. People actually like to hear from other people. They don't want to just hear email. They don't want to be talked at. They want to be a part of the conversation, and that's why this kind of a setup has been really successful. And your thought, thank you for setting the platform up. It's really fabulous.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I definitely recommend your thought if anybody needs some crazy geeky help and has money.
There you go. It doesn't come cheap, but
It
it
doesn't
is
come
worth
cheap,
it.
but she's so worth it.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh. So customer service, that's Craig Newmark said that. And I don't know who Craig is, but I agree with Craig. I think that actually reaching out, and this is why I think social media is so addictive, because we are very isolated in our little offices, in our worlds, in our places of employment, or whatever it might be. And we become more and more reliant on electronic stimulation and connection. And it's not quite the same. I mean, it's really wonderful to be able to be on camera, even though I don't, I have to fix my hair. I'm not crazy about that, but it's worth it. You guys are worth it for me,
There you go.
right?
It's true, and that personal connection is really what's gonna, it's gonna grow your business. It's gonna give you that fulfillment that made you start that business in the first place. And I agree with you. If that's what you start in the morning, just talking to happy customers, like imagine how the rest of your day is gonna be.
That's really true. Or even if they're not happy, you can turn them around. A lot of times, maybe you don't understand what the problems are, and your customers are very good teachers.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And Cheryl, no, Mike Morgan and I are not actual siblings. It's a big joke that we love to play on people, because we both are copywriters, and he and his wife were actually here for dinner last night, which was lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, they live in Idaho, so they just happened to be traveling for a vacation. And so we took lots of pictures so we can keep the rumors going that we're actually related, but we're not.
So is Craig Newman, is that the same? Tony says that he's the founder of Craigslist.
No way. Wow. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Well, there you go, Tony. You
There,
just taught
thank
us
you.
something new, right?
Woo! Exactly. And then the last person, not around anymore, but quite famous, Steve Jobs, says that every morning he asks himself a question. Now, this is interesting, as he was a very innovative person. I don't think anyone can deny that. So he says, every morning I ask myself if today was the last day of the rest of my life, would I want to be doing what I'm about to do? Wow. That's deep.
Well, Lori, this is something that very rich people are able to do.
Very true. Very true. But
I mean,
it's
granted, if I had my, an entire crew that did all the work for me, I'll be doing Six Flags all day long. But I mean, come on. Right.
what do you like at Six Flags, the roller coasters?
I love the roller coaster.
So that
Yeah,
figures.
I love the thrills. Yeah.
That's me too, all day long.
All day long. Yeah.
All day long. So those are things that you can do just to kind of get your day started. Now, that doesn't mean like as you're going throughout the day, your energy level is going to stay at the same level. So you might need to do little things to stimulate it, right? And so that's what some of the things I want to talk about today. And you'll see on your handout this chicken. Is anyone familiar with the red hot chicken?
Not me, but
not you. The red hot chicken is kind of a talisman. What happened was, it's a timer, by the way. Here we go. Timer. It's a timer. And when I started doing live events in 2005, one of the things I wanted to do was to teach people to use blocks of time to get their creativity going. And so I gave out timers, and there's this whole story behind it. In fact, you can see it on Facebook at facebook.com/theredhotchicken. There's a cute little video about them being discovered, these chickens being discovered off of Hawaii. Maybe Antonio knows where it was, off of Quitsquakin Island in Hawaii. And they needed homes, and they thrive with entrepreneurs because they're very orderly. They like to get things done, and they like to work in small bursts of energy, right? And so it's all listed. Dan Kennedy wrote a newsletter article about it. I have pictures of people all over the world with this red hot chicken. It's become really quite a phenomenon. So why a chicken? I don't know. It could have been a cow, but it's a chicken.
Maybe they didn't find a red hot cow, they just found a red hot chicken. We're like, hey, that works.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's all kinds of legendary stuff around it, and people talking about it and pictures and whatnot. And so what I've done when I speak at live events, and I can't get up here because the camera is too tight on me right now. But what I do is, if you guys are there and you're not on camera, you don't have an excuse. You can stand up. So stand up, and and then you put your hands like this.
So the chicken now dance. There you go.
Exactly. And you say beaks, 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 beaks. Wings, 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 wings. And then you shake your tail feathers. Feathers, 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 feathers. And clap, 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 clap. Now, I would have whole entire rooms of people doing the chicken dance with me. And the reason is very simple. It's about movement. When you get out of your space and you actually move around, even something as silly as the chicken dance, or maybe, you can dance to your own music or take a little walk, but it's motion that stimulates the brain. It gets you out of your own way. And so you can get out, you can start thinking. Some people think in the shower, right?
Yeah,
or
I do.
You do? I think in bed when I take a nap. That's my best sleeping, my best thoughts are when I do an afternoon nap and I kind of reboot. But the whole thing, which is the opposite of moving, I guess, but it is getting out of your environment and out of your head enough to where you can actually start to focus on your own creativity and start to let it come through. So does that make sense?
Totally. And you know what's funny about that? I think it's so like what you did is just like so funny that it doesn't it really gets you out of your head, right? Because like
It
okay, so
does.
walk me through this and I'll demonstrate. So it's like beak,
Beaks,
beak.
beaks, beaks, beaks.
Okay.
Wings, 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 wings. And then feathers, feathers,
So
feathers,
you just shake
feathers.
your booty.
You shake your booty.
Okay.
I bet Lior knows how to do this. So your son knows how to do this, I bet.
Right?
Yes. And so when you're standing up, it's a funny, silly song. And it's anybody can do it. And it just gets you moving and
So
gets you going.
it's three things, but didn't you say four? Didn't you say four things?
I said, oh, then you clap, clap, clap,
Oh,
clap, clap. So it's the count of four because music is often done to a count of four or a count of eight. So that's how you get it going. All you have to do is count to four. In fact, that's funny. When I started taking drum lessons, my drum instructor said, anybody can play drums. There's no secret to it. All you have to do is know how to count to four. Now it's a little harder than that, but but that's what it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So anyway, that's inside drummer info for you that I know you.
but you know what? Well, you also need to do this thing very quickly, right?
Yeah, you do. There's a few things that are going on besides just talking to four or just counting to four, rather.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. So that's why I call it ancient, because everyone's like, oh, it's an ancient ritual. What is it? And it's basically, it's because it's worked for so long, maybe not the chicken dance per se, but moving to break yourself out of your head and to start to let the juices flow. And that's also another good reason why working out is a great way to get your day going, to get it started.
Right?
Yeah. Or in the middle of the day, maybe you don't want to do a full workout, just take a walk around the block, do some stretching, any of that, just to get out of your work environment enough so your head starts to percolate.
You know, it's funny. So, someone was just saying that we should have a little block of wood that we can position in like a good place in the house. And then if you walk around it twice, you can be like, yeah, I just walked twice around the block.
Too funny. I love it. That's great. That's really great.
Whatever gets you exercise. So before we jump into the Q&A, so refresh your page, guys. If you want to come in and talk to us, and someone said I'm not heard very well. So if you want to come in and talk to Lori and tell us about like
you sound better
about
now.
your workouts and how do you get your creativity, and if you have any questions about what Lori just shared with you, refresh the page. So I will actually share my screen and show you exactly what I mean by that. So this is the page we are on. And if you try to click right here on the link right now, nothing's going to happen. But if you're going to refresh the page and then click the link, you will be able to join us in the Hangout. And as we're doing that,
and look, there's comments. I will be looking at those too.
Yeah, so while we were doing that, let me change the orders. Guys, you can do exactly the same thing. You can, all my work is coming in right now, see? So you can filter the comments by newest and by also most voted, and you can see. And we can see that Lynn joined us from San Jose, and Trudy says that she's yours. So Trudy, come in, let's see.
Yes, hi Trudy.
And Tony, same thing. So refresh the page. Click this link. If you are on Facebook, just come to wordsthatattractcash.com. Click this link and join us. And let's hear about your creativity secrets.
Yeah, and this is where I do want some interactivity. We had some already, but like not necessarily what you do when you first wake up. But let's say you've checked your email and you've done all the stuff. You've had your coffee and you've got your day started. And now here you are sitting in front of the computer and, oh my gosh, you have to write a sales letter. like I do.
Right.
Or you have to, whatever it is. Now you got to kick it into high gear again. So what are some of the things that you guys do? And I'll show you something else that I do that I just started, actually. It's Frank Deardorff, who I don't think he's on, but he's a webmaster and he likes to doodle. And so he did this book called Doodled.
Oh, nice.
And it's got these beautiful, like, what do you call them? Mandalas.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And you color them in. You can use any kind of colored pencil or crayon or regular pencil, whatever it is that you want. But it literally takes, it integrates your brain, the right and left brain. So it kind of, it's a reboot, if you will. It takes your mind off of what you have to do.
You know what's fascinating is that I saw this, and the reason why I didn't use them is because I don't consider myself a great artist, and I thought I'm just gonna get discouraged by what's gonna come out at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely, I get it. I understand completely, and that's why this is good, because he's done the art for you, and you just use the colors.
Coloring, right?
How can you mess up colors? That's just fun.
Hey, I kill plants. I mess up colors.
Shame.
I'm great like that. I'm skilled like this is my, it's my talent.
Now that's another thing. I'm curious. I don't know if anybody else is. I saw Jay said he's going to put the chicken dance on his desk. Yes. I like it. But some people might actually do gardening too. Yeah. I saw Jay said he's going to put the chicken. Oh, there's my mom. She probably wasn't expecting that. Hi, Mom.
So all of you guys that don't know what's happening, Lori sees people popping into the hangout and she says hi. So hi, Lori's mom.
Hi.
You're muted.
Linda Pridgeon.
Unmute yourself. Do you know how to unmute yourself?
No, she doesn't. She's very non-technical, I can tell you for her. Up on the top, Mom, there's a...
There we go. Here we go.
You know how to unmute yourself? No, she doesn't.
Hi, Linda.
She's very non-technical, I can tell you for her.
Oh, you know what? So she is. I'm gonna mute her again. What happens is
there's an echo.
So guys, when you are joining us, actually, make sure that you mute yourself and make sure that you pause the video playing on the website. So I'll share my screen for a second and show you what happens. So if you are right now watching Lori right here on our screen, and you're gonna join us in the party, so you're gonna click this. So let's say you're watching us, right?
Right.
This is on, and you're watching us right now. And then you are gonna click this. See, it opens a new window, right? But this is still playing in the background. So if this is playing in the background and you're right here in the Hangout, we're gonna hear everything that we said twice. So what you need to do is you just need to pause this so it doesn't play, or mute it so it doesn't play, and then mute yourself up here, okay? And then say okay and click in. So that way you are joining the conversation and not interrupting it.
So this is just like when you're on a radio station and there's someone listening to the radio in the car, right? Exactly. And they call in and they're like, turn your radio down, turn your radio down. It's because you're hearing everything, right?
Exactly.
Thanks for showing us that. See, the magic, the stuff you learn.
Magic. And then Chuck is saying that wise you are, Lori. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you. I'm very happy to do that. I really am, and I love talking with you guys too.
Yay! So Jay said he found it. So now we'd like to talk to you guys. What do you ever get like a writer's block? How do you overcome a writer's block? And what do you do to actually overcome that and write good copy? So come on in, either share it in the comments or jump in with us, because you get 20 minutes to pick Lori's brain for free. Speaking about picking your brain for free, Lori.
Yes.
Right? We have like really, really awesome players here. Teresa is like crushing it with 27,000 points. So Lori and I were talking before we started about like rewarding you, Teresa, with something.
Yes.
Tell her what?
Yes, I would love to. I'm sorry, I just saw something. I like something shiny. Woo! Teresa, I would love to schedule a Skype call with you for 30 minutes and we would have a consulting call. I'm not going to pressure you to buy anything. I'd like to talk to you more about your business. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning. And so I'll send you an email with that contact information. And if you're cool with Skype, that's great. If you're not cool with Skype, we could just use a regular phone and we'll schedule it when it's convenient for you. So congratulations.
You know, Google took away my effects, but there would have been a do-do-do drum roll and clapping and stuff like that and all that, all these things. So.
Yeah, that was really cute when we first started doing this. Well, Fox was an early adopter of the Google Hangouts, but they had all these really cool sound effects, and then they just why did they take them away? They were awesome.
Oh, I'll tell you why. Because Google is going into the enterprise, and I guess my YouTube chat just ended. So Google went into the enterprise. They're taking Hangouts totally out of context. Google is taking Hangouts into the enterprise, so now they're going to share stuff that will increase actually your collaboration and your meetings and all the stuff that you do as a business. And I guess Google forgot that businesses are people too. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly right. It's funny. So, that's something that we all have to remember. It's like we're not selling business to business. You know, people say that B2B. No. There's a person involved in that business. There's somebody there reading your materials, getting your messages, pulling out their wallets and their credit cards. So it's not just, you're not selling to bricks. You're selling to human flesh and, you know, hair and bones and skin and emotions, mostly emotions, because we do definitely think with our emotions first, and then we use logic to back it up. That's another, I will slaughter the quote, but it was a quote by Mark Twain. It said there are two kinds of, there's two reasons a man buys anything. The reason he tells his wife and the real reason. And so the reason is like, oh yeah, well, this is the biggest, best power drill. And that's why we needed it, because I need, you know, sturdy walls. But the real thing is, I got the biggest power drill on the block. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, you know, it's what's fascinating. I can't remember, Frank Kern was talking about, like, I can't say it on Hangouts because you guys are gonna, you know, probably not feel. You're probably gonna be like, why is she saying like these obscene words on our Hangouts? But he said that was the reason that he returned his Ferrari, because the extension mechanism was broken on that one. And so the car dealer said, well, do you want a Lamborghini?
That's great. I love it.
So we're getting a few more, hold on, there we go. A few more comments so Regina is here from Baltimore. She's a little late and you can't get in. I don't know why you can't get in. So refresh the page, click the button, and hopefully we'll see you there. And
I see Norma. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just seeing that Norma, this goes back to the doodles. Norma is quite a good photographer and a writer as well. But she said she can't draw. So she picked up a camera. And I think that's also another great way to get out of your head. I mean, you use different parts of your brain, granted, but and there was also, we had this conversation before, Norma, about how copywriting and taking pictures is similar. And I don't know if you have finger space to kind of throw that there. There's a lot of correlations, I think you were saying, between that. And I don't know if that's about the creative part or the, let us know. Because I remember we had a really great conversation in a private group. And so a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. But I'd love for you to expound.
That's interesting, because I never heard that a camera is like writing. Do you want to talk more about that?
Well, there's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl is here too. Wonderful. I love it when people show up on the live call. So Norma would have to talk. I'm a terrible photographer. So Norma, if she can't talk, maybe she can type.
There you go.
And let us know, because she had some very good points about the similarities of the composition and whatnot. So that's one thing. And you also asked earlier about writer's block.
Yes.
That's something we're going to talk about some more tomorrow when we also talk about productivity and some more specific things. Today is about creativity, right?
Yes.
And tomorrow's more about productivity. But one of the things that will kill writer's block every single time is your timer, your chicken, or any
Really?
kind
How
of
so?
timer. Because when you write in small blocks of time and you don't allow yourself to get up and do anything else except for your writing, you're in front of the computer. Even if you write, and Gary Halbert used to say this, even if you just write blah, 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 there's some kind of kinetic action that happens that you start to clear your throat, which is something that John Carlton said. I know all these great quotes from these great copywriters that I learned from. And Eugene Schwartz, I read his books, wonderful, wonderful books from the 60s, but he's where I got the idea of using a timer. So he had a digital timer, and he would put it to 33 minutes and 33 seconds. And that's how long he would do a speech. That's how long he would do any sort of writing. And then he would get up, even if he was in mid-sentence, get up and take a break. Because then you train your brain to actually work during those time chunks, because you can't do anything else. And so it steamrolls right over writer's block every single time. Now, 33 minutes is a little bit long for me because I have to go to the bathroom like every 10 minutes. So I'll do 15 minutes. I'm a big fan of that. So you find the time that works best for you, but just keep it short enough and concise enough that you can honor that time and not have to get up and go do something to interrupt your writing, because that's actually going to do the reverse. That's going to create more writer's block. You want to.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that, what if you get into the flow and then it's like, oh, the timer goes off. Then what happens?
Well, you can do one of two things. You can continue writing and reset the timer. I've done that before. But if it's best to train your brain to actually stop when that timer's off, just to take a break for a second. And there's a writing style. How to write a book in 14 days. Mm-hmm. And I think he's a Canadian gentleman. I actually was supposed to have a teleseminar with him, and he just never showed up. It was really the weirdest thing. I had all this advertising out, and he just never showed up. But one of the things that he said was that if you write solidly for 5 minutes, you can write about 350 words. Now that's one page. That's a sheet. You know what I mean? Like a piece of significant amount of writing. It's several paragraphs. Now you of course want to go back and edit. However, that's one. If you think about that, for 5 minutes, you can write 350 words. For 15, you do the math. You'd write more. So that works. And I saw Jay had said that he also draws.
Yeah, when he's stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kara, I think it's Kara or Kara. She says, writing presents word pictures. Photography presents life pictures. How beautiful is that?
That is wonderful. Yeah, I love that.
It's very beautiful. And Trudy says, and I'm very sorry to hear that, Trudy. She says she can't write because she got a stroke a few years ago, and so she can't even doodle, but she records. Shame. So there you go. You just found a way to do that. That's awesome.
That's awesome, Trudy. That really is. And that is another way for people who say that they hate writing. And another thing to do is to record yourself and have it transcribed. And I've done that before too. I'm not, I'm a little bit of a rambler, if you haven't noticed. So it's better. For me, it's better if I actually write it out. But some people think better when they speak. You know, we have different ways of learning. Like my husband, is completely auditory. But if you tell me something and you don't write it down, I will not remember.
Yeah, me too.
I have to see it. Yeah.
So let's say hi to the people here. So Trudy, you are the first one who joined us today. So why don't you unmute yourself? And I think you and I met before, and I just can't remember where. I don't know if it was a different hangout. So can you unmute yourself? And
Trudy?
Yeah, Trudy.
Is she on here?
She is. Oh no, sorry, Cheryl.
Cheryl is
My bad.
here.
Cheryl. I'm reading Trudy here and saying Cheryl there. So hey, Cheryl.
It was on John Benson's.
Yes,
Yeah.
I knew.
Nice.
Yeah. So when I saw this combination, I knew I had to be here.
I'm so glad, and I know Cheryl from Bond Halbert's group as well. I'm sure we have other copywriting groups that we're in together, but now you're adminning that, which is a great honor. And
no, that's with the mob group.
Mob group.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's also a great honor. I understand you're not in Greece with Nader.
No. He told me he was going, and I said, okay, I'll have a nice time. So yeah. He said monitor things as best you can. So
yeah, you're doing a good job over there. So that's
I
wonderful.
love it. I mean, I was very honored. Just quite the honor. Like I'm a background person who's just getting ready to begin branding me. Like I've always worked behind the scenes and worked for clients and done client work, but so I'm transitioning. So, and I'm not a shy person. It's not like but it's a whole different thing for me to get out. Like I really admire what you're doing with this. With HEFOT right now, because it was so effective with John, and I think that you'll have just tremendous power with this.
Thank you. It's HEFOT's baby. She knew how to set it all up, and it's definitely been really good, because I never would have probably talked to you unless we saw each other at an event or something, and here we are talking. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you do about getting out of writer's block?
Well, I'm not really a writer.
You're not really writing, okay.
But I do write. I'm not a copywriter, but I study it, and I don't do it as a profession, but it seems like everything that I do involves words. I mean, does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. It's in everything. Even if you're not a copywriter for hire, you're writing out emails.
Right.
Even little posts on Facebook, communicating.
Yeah. So there's a part of me that says, Cheryl, you really need to become a copywriter. But then I think, but I'm not going to be like you, who does it professionally, but I need it for my business. But I have like to get out of blocks, like what you said. I have I trust my waking thought. I know that when I go to bed at night, my brain's solving and figuring everything out. So when I get up in the morning, I address what's on my head. And then I'm very logical, but I'm also very much out there. So what I do is I go through, like, if I've saved some emails, or I'll read a bunch of stuff on Facebook, not because I'm a fear of missing out, but the people that I follow, it's tremendous information. And that's always, springing me forward. Or, this is a really stupid thing. With one of my clients, I just look at his traffic stats, and I see what they're doing and pages that they're hitting. And I'm thinking, if I just enhance this a little bit more, so then that gets me going down. I'm never without ideas, but when I'm working on a project like I am right now with this whole Facebook thing, I won't show you, but I have a stack of notes.
Oh my God.
I have a special friend, and I have a special paper, and I have her cut 8.5 by 11.5, and I just keep a pad of paper right here, and I just write all day long, like when I get ideas, whatever. And then when I'm ready to sit down and play the piano, if you will, I go. So I'm never without.
Yeah, there's always something to be done. I get it, most definitely.
And so, like with you, do you write primarily towards a female market, correct?
Yes. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. It's more of a feminized way of writing. And being that I was trained by manly men who are very rough and gruff, like Gary Halbert and Dan Kennedy and John Carlton. And I loved that style, that in your face, that's because it was like a different personality for me, because I'm not like that. Right. So I loved it, but I found that my female audience, and I learned this when I started having live events. Women would come up to me, primarily, some guys too, but they would say, you're great, but I just don't like that hard-hitting copy. And I don't even read it. And so it took me a few years to actually understand not to understand it, but.
So when was the last time you called somebody dude? I mean, like when you opened up an email and addressed it to dude.
I think your thought and I do that sometimes, but I don't do that. And it's so obvious when I get emails from guys who are dudes, and it's that's a funny one though.
I always wanted to say, you want to look here, like put your eyes off my face and let's talk about dude.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So there are little subtle things that you can do that will speak more to a relationship, building a relationship, which is, I think, the way marketing is going anyway. It's much more about, integrating your emotional side. And what's funny is that men actually like to be treated nice too. Yeah. They like it when you ask questions about their life or that you interact with them. Now I get that men in general like to cut to the chase. Yeah. And that I will get to the point a lot faster with men. But women do, and we had this story selling, was that yesterday? Yeah, that was a really good call. If you haven't listened to that play, to the replay.
Yeah. Get it saved.
What? It didn't save?
No, I have it saved.
Oh, you have it saved. Excellent, excellent. But so women in particular really love story. Mm-hmm. But the men also like story. They respond too because they do react emotionally, just like females, like humans. Whoa.
Some men, a lot of men are wusses. I mean, they really are. When you get to it, like, you got a nice little six pack, but here, let me tell you a little fun, loving story.
Yeah, right. I love it. I love it. That's really great.
Well, I could hog all this time because, I love to chat, but I'm sure somebody else has a question or.
Yes, we do. So
thank you, Cheryl. That was so fun.
Yes. We'll do it again.
Okay, you got it.
So Jay, who just jumped in for a second and disappeared, and Jay, you can come back again. And I'm glad to see that you moved from Facebook to our website. So that's super awesome. We're using social to bring traffic here where you should be. So he says, when I have a writer's block, I sit and I draw. And he says he's a fairly competent artist, so it's easy for him to pick up a pencil and sketch away. Half tempted to draw us right now and to help you focus on the video. No.
I love it. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So if you're actually going to do that, Jay, please, my nose after the surgery, okay?
You have a fine nose.
I know, very, very Jewish. I would rather it be, a little bit more camera friendly.
It's lovely, darling. It's lovely.
So we have 4 more minutes, and so let's talk about we want to do a little competition with you guys because we're talking about creativity. So we kind of like we've been playing in the background with what that should be, and because we were talking about pictures and we were talking about chickens, then we were thinking about doing a little Instagram. Everybody's here on Instagram, if not Twitter. All you have to do is share a picture of you and a chicken, or a chicken and you, or just a chicken. You can
or
use
a timer.
Canva,
it doesn't have to be a chicken.
What's that?
It can be a timer because everyone may not have a chicken on hand.
There you go. whatever you want, and just share a quote about creativity. Make sure that using words that attract cash, hashtag words that attract cash, hashtag. And tomorrow, keep an eye on your inbox because you'll be able to actually choose the prize that you are going to get. How awesome is that? I was like, where's my clipping?
I'm really excited about that. That was a brilliant idea because, well, it just is. People, this is all about interactivity. So let's do it.
Yeah, and I see Linda just showed her little chicken, so we know that the family's connected.
The family of chickens.
So
these are rare. They're hard to find. They're hard to come by, those little guys.
Right. So if you don't have a chicken, then just use a timer like Terry said, or if you want to be an artist like Jay and draw a chicken, or if you want to go take a picture of a chicken, or if you just want to find a picture of a chicken online and just add your little text in your, phone or whatever. Be as creative as you can, and we're going to display all that stuff. And I'm not sure if you can vote on it or not, but we're going to choose the most creative one tomorrow. So if you need to work out, or if you need to go around the block, or if you need to do the chicken dance, whatever spices your creativity, share those creative arts with us, Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. As long as you hashtag it, we can find it.
Exactly. Words that attract cash. So it's WTAC, but don't spell it out. Words that attract cash. So hashtag words that attract cash.
There you go.
So we can find you. That'll be awesome.
Find you and we can gift you.
And gift you.
So tomorrow we're going to be doing some productivity, because now that you understand how to use emotion in copy and you understand how to do storytelling, and today we talked about how to get your creative juices together, how do you put all of that together and actually become productive so you can create copy that converts. More on that from our famous Lori Morgan.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited about that. That's, if you can't get stuff done, then you're not going to be making money and you're not going to be servicing your audience. And so tomorrow's going to be, there's going to be some really good tips and some interactivity as well.
So come tomorrow if you have any productivity questions. I see that, Julie is probably, up and running at 5 in the morning, probably with the exercise. But I'd love to know about any of you, other people, what you're doing. Tony, I would love to see you in our hangout and meet you face to face. You're so brilliant in the comments. It'll be great to meet you.
Yes.
Right?
And I'm sorry we lost Jay, but that it happens. So hopefully he'll come back tomorrow.
And we got comments, so comments are great.
Comments are great.
So until then, guys, if you have any questions, Lori does read and does comment back. And if she doesn't, we're going to go to California and knock on her door and be like, Lori, here's my question.
No, I totally love reading and answering questions. The truth is that there's so much going on, which is why you're helping me, that it's like, oh my gosh, there's these places to interact and those places to interact. It's wonderful. So yeah, I absolutely will be responding to your comments on the site and on Facebook. Come say hey, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And remember the competition for hashtag words that attract cash, and work in a chicken somehow. Exactly. Maybe tell us a chicken joke, whatever it is that's creative.
Yes. So just tag it and be gifted. And we're going to send you an email so you can choose the gift that you would be getting. So that's super exciting. Yeah. Invite your friends. Remember that you get more points for inviting your friends. And today, Teresa just got 30 minutes to pick Lori's brain and get direct work on our own business. So if you want to join and kind of like that party, then you know what to do. And then Trudy was asking, so Gabby's asking, what is the best book on marketing to women? I think, so Lori, you say that, but I think, aside from books, is like picking Lori's brain right here.
It's me. It's me. My book just hasn't been written yet. I'll come up with a list. I have a few lists in my library and I'll throw those in the email. Thanks for asking that.
Awesome. And so tomorrow, Trudy, if you want to join us, right above, right below this video, you see there's a big green button that says join the party. Just click it, but click it tomorrow because we are done for today.
We're done for today, but this was so much fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. I really love talking with everybody. It's so cool.
So until tomorrow, guys, we will have a great day. Go be creative. Have fun. Oopsie. There we go. Have fun. Be creative. Share your pictures. You got 24 hours for that. And we'll
Bye,
see you tomorrow.
Cheryl. Bye, Linda. Bye, Yvonne. Bye, everybody. We really enjoyed hanging out with y'all.